Meta ads changed, new updates come in, Andromeda taking over, hooks are dead, it's all true. I've created over 15,000 ad creatives over the last year, working with over 50 DTC brands, some of them spending 50K per month, some of them doing $1 million per month. And this is the first time in history of ads where I had to actually rethink all of my playbooks. Over the last month of testing, I've come up with a completely new ad creator strategy that works in the new era of Andromeda and actually brings results like these for our clients. So in this video, I'm gonna run you through the entire process of making an ad from scratch for the new algorithm. And we're gonna cover how to do research that makes buyers think that, oh my days, Meta's spying on me, creative formats that actually get attention, will write scripts that convert with AI, what a video looks like live after it's edited, to show you how to make your ads look like as if your customer made it. And I'll show you how to actually test them so you can find the one that actually crushes. All right, so the method that we're using for our process to generate all these ads for our brands is called the winning ads machine. And it is made up of these 3 stages. Stage 1 is a creative strategy. Stage 2 is a production engine. And stage 3 is the feedback loops. So the creative strategy aspect of it starts with research. It's the highest leverage point for anybody to make high converted creatives. So let's get into it. So let me run you through our deep research process, which starts off by creating a deep research report. So essentially what we do is we go through and tackle all of these different sections, which I'll break down one by one. The first is going through the brand's current strategy. So we use a platform called Andromeda that allows us to create an analysis of the brand's current strategy. So what it does is it shows us the top audio hooks that are working, the formats that they're using, the ads they're running. It also analyzes their strategic positioning. It will show you the visual hooks that are working. So you can click here and you can actually see all the ads of all the visual hooks that are actually working. And it's very interesting because it actually says hair loss and balding, Botana oil introduction. Like it actually knows what the visual hooks are. Then what it will also do in terms of scripting is break down what the emotional diversity is. What kind of tones are they usually focused on? What's the genre that they're focused on? It also tell you what ads copy is working, what kind of words they're using. And what we do is we take that information and we create an analysis of what they're doing now and also opportunities that they can lean into. For example, for this kind of hair oil that helps people grow their hair back, they focus a lot on hope and confidence, which, yeah, those are really good things to focus on for these kind of ads. But also an opportunity is actually focusing on trust. And we're only able to see that with Andromeda. So if you want to check out Andromeda, I made a full breakdown video here. And also I left the link down below so you can actually give it a go. Plus you get a little cheeky discount because I spoke to the founders. The next thing that we do is we look at the offering breakdown. So we look at every feature of the product. For every feature, what's the benefit of that feature? What's the desire that's associated to that benefit? What is the core need of the desire for the benefit? What pain point does it actually solve? What's the struggle due to the pain point? What objection do people have for this exact feature? And also, how do you handle that objection? And we do that for every single feature of the product. So your product is like a few features, you can do this. And it just gives you so much variety of things to talk about for a feature. For example, 100% unrefined Botana oil. The benefit is that it supports scalp health. And you can do an ad that's like, hey, if your hair is thinning and you have bald spots, it's probably because you're trying all these different shampoos when what you actually need is something called Botana oil. Now, a lot of products have Botana oil in them, but it's just like 10% of it. We have 100% unrefined Botana oil. And if you're wondering if all hair oils are just expensive scams that don't actually work, well, you actually get a 90-day money back guarantee. And then you can insert a bunch of customer testimonials. And you can do that with all the features. So infinite ad ideas. But not only that, we go into Reddit forums, TikTok comments, reviews, and we actually look at the top pain points that humans actually said. We have to use words that people actually say. You can't make this up. You can't ask ChatGPT to generate pain points because it's not going to be the exact words from your customers. You're going to set yourself up for failure because you're letting the AI guess. You need to manually source and use AI to organize. We also look at failed solutions. So what people have tried but failed. And these attempts is something that we can call it out for like middle of the funnel ads, which are something like, hey, if you've tried expensive salon treatments to fix your hair, you know that's going to be very costly. It's a lot of time when you can actually get the same effects with this type of oil. We look at the desired outcomes, visibly thicker hair, and we organize them based on the frequency for which they come up in reviews, comments, and forums. We also look at objections so that we know what people are gonna pretty much ask and we can handle them in the videos. We look at misconceptions that people might have for like myth breaking type videos. And lastly, what we do is we actually use my free GPT that you can access down below to take all that information and generate avatars from them. And I know what you've probably done before. You've probably just created a random avatar. You just asked AI to generate an avatar, but that's the wrong way to do it, because you need to be creating an avatar based on what people have said online and create it from the actual source of truth as opposed to making it up. Like, all these avatars are from literally finding the information online that created these avatars. For example, Skeptical Michelle, we found people of this age that have tried this stuff, that have this desire and this pain point, and then we just consolidated that and to the point where we found an avatar. Now, if you're wondering, Camilo, this sounds like theory, does this actually work in practice? Like, why am I reinventing the wheel? Let me actually show you in practice. This is a wine brand that we worked with. And when we did the audience research report, we found that a desired outcome that people want is to find wine that fits their Mediterranean lifestyle. We found that people were talking about how drinking wine in Europe is like a really normal thing, but when you get wine in the USA, like, it's full of crap and it makes you feel like you're gonna regret the next day, and so they don't really drink, even though they have that Mediterranean lifestyle. And so we literally took this and we created this ad here that the hook is quite literally Mediterranean wine that finally fits your pace, and listen to the hook.
This wine finally matches my Mediterranean lifestyle.
Okay, and then that ad became a top spending ad, generating $160,000 in purchase value with a 2.25x ROAS and a 2.34% click-through rate, because the hook was so relevant to these people. And we opened up a brand new market of people who wanted to purchase these kind of wine for attracting that lifestyle that they wanted. So yes, it does work. You can find new pockets of audiences if you just do the research. Now, at our agency, Epic Ads Lab, we spend 2 full days creating this kind of research report because we know that this is how we leverage ourselves. A lot of other agencies are generating everything from AI, kind of like winging everything just to speed up the process. But in reality, this is the process. And by the way, if you want to know how to actually do this, all the prompts and whatnot, I cover this in my community Ad Creators Lab, which you can check out in the link below. So that's the research phase. You now have a document full of your customers' actual language, their real problems, desires, angles that the competitors are ignoring. This document is essentially your creative Bible. It's a singular source of truth that you're going to use for your ads. So the next part of the strategy is actually the concept creation. Just one thing you need to know is that when you're looking at concepts, you want to have 70% concepts that have worked before for either other brands or organically. You want to spend 20% on tests from other industries. Let's say you're selling protein powders. You want to try concepts that really work in matcha or coffee. And then you want to spend about 10% on wildly new experiments, things that you just want to test. All right, now we're going to pick the format for this ad. You've got 2 main categories. You got static ads and you got video ads. Now, if you want a full static ads guide, you want to click this video here. I literally gave you a masterclass for it. Let's talk about video ads in this one, because static images, they work really well at showing direct response elements, but are really hard to educate a buyer for something. And maybe for your brand, you need more education. That's where video ads come in. You generate content that looks like your friend made it. You can do founder-led content, like you as a founder talking. You can do voiceover with B-roll. So that's like having a AI voiceover with footage. You can do B-roll with text. So like it's just music and footage and it has text on the screen. You can do AI generated UGC, and you can do animated GIF style videos, and you can do high production stuff. There's so many elements to it. Now, here are 12 different formats that I have put together in this video right here that you can check out, that shows you different ways that you can actually tell the stories that you have come up with from your scripts. But I'm going to give you a little secret sauce in this video of a concept that is absolutely printing right now. One of the fastest ads that you can produce right now is what I like to call Hyperrealistic AI UGC video. And how that works is essentially you start with a Sora 2 Pro hook, which looks like this. It's the most realistic AI version of anything that you can make right now using Sora 2 Pro, because Sora 2 Pro has been trained on high performing native looking videos online. But the problem with this is that this AI video, you can only generate a maximum of 12 seconds every single time. And you can't remake the person's face, so you can't get that character consistency that will be so good to have in these videos. So what we then do is we basically clone the audio of this AI UGC creator, and then we use the AI Riz method to clone the creator, piece them together with the clone voice from the Sora 2 Pro video, and then this becomes the actual body of the video. And then you can also layer in AI UGC B-roll on top using Seed Dance or Kling 2.6. Now, this is the fastest way for you to actually make AI UGC videos that actually look legit, look like this. And I want to give you some source on this video by actually giving you a tutorial on how to use it. So let's just start. So for this tutorial, I'm going to be creating AI UGC style video because it's the most beginner friendly that you can make. It finally now has the highest authenticity because it can look real, and it's very scalable because you can change so many things, you can get them out quickly, and they actually do work. Let me show you one example here.
My dad got diagnosed 3 months ago, and I realized I don't actually know his story, like at all, his childhood. I barely knew anything about his life before me.
And you know what hit me first? I don't know him.
Let me go over how we actually create briefs, because this is the meat, the potatoes of every single ad. Is the one thing that many brands always mess up. Now, typically when we make ads for UGC creators, they look like this. They have a lot of information about the hook, the body points, the B-roll to shoot, and also we give video guidelines to the creators. Now, let's actually write the script. Scripting ads takes a lot of practice, takes a lot of learning. So I actually created these 10 different types of scripting frameworks, and essentially these are different proven frameworks that work, and also the ads that we use that actually converted that worked for them. Now, if you want to access to 7 of these, you can click the link down below and just give me your email and I'll give them to you absolutely for free. And what you're actually going to do is take the scripting framework. You're going to take your research document, you're going to insert it into the framework, and then that is going to spit out a high converting script from winning ads. And this is the fastest way for you to make high converting creative from proven winners. And the research document is your single source of truth from everything that you have researched. And I find that the easiest way to do this is using Poppy. And what I do on Poppy is I drag in the research report that I have made for the brand. I then drag in one of the chosen scripting frameworks that I created. In this case, we're downloading the Industry Contrarian. What I do is I actually download it as a plain text document, and then I create a chat. I piece these two together, and then I give it one of my bulletproof ad script prompts, which basically has included these exact frameworks, and it tells the AI how to use the knowledge given to actually make the right script. So I'm going to paste that in here, click enter, and then it's going to ask me a question, which is going to be which ad script, and we are going for the Industry Contrarian script. And before it generates the hooks, they need to clarify exactly a few things. Which product are we writing for? So it might suggest these because that's what the scripts are based off, but we're going to go for the Botanic Botana oil. We can choose the awareness level. So we're going top of funnel, middle of funnel. I'm going to go for top of funnel. Target persona. It's going to give me the different personas for this product. So in this case, Desperate Sarah, Skeptical Michelle. I'm going to go for Skeptical Michelle. And now we press enter. And this is it. This is the fastest way for you to generate high converting ads from proven frameworks with proven research data from what people are saying. And you can see here, dermatologists don't want you Googling Botana oil. Here is why. It also gives you a B-roll suggestion, which is what we included in the prompt. I wasted $3,000 on hair treatments before I found out about this oil the industry buried with the B-roll suggestion. And then we've actually looked at the script of the body. It starts by declassifying the secret. For centuries, indigenous mosquito women in Honduras have had some of the thickest, longest hairs in the world. Then it goes into the industry failure. So let's be real, you've tried all of these things. Then it goes into the solution. Botana oil is different. Then it goes into reinforcing with evidence. It's not just folklore, like these are the studies, these are the results. And then it's going to compare it to the competition, and it's going to end it with proof and trigger the movement. So if you're tired of wasting money on products that don't work, it's time to try what actually does. And if you don't see thicker hair, so this is the exact guarantee that is on the products on the website because we included that in the research document. And it actually breaks down the rationale for every single aspect of the script so that you know it's not just coming up with random BS. So that is exactly how we generate high converting scripts. Now, did you notice that I didn't make any of this up? Every line either came from our research document or the proven concept that actually worked. Now let's actually make the creative. You don't actually have to always go and get creators at this stage. If you're stuck below $1,000 a day, you can just learn to use AI creative until you get to the point where you can invest in creators for your brand. Now, there are hundreds of AI platforms out there. I just use the ones that get me the best results. Recently, it's been Max Fusion because it has some of the most up-to-date AI generation methods. I can use it to make the creators, the B-roll footage, and also have access to image generation like Nano Banana. So let me show you. So we're going to follow the process that I mentioned earlier. Step 1 is to generate a Sora 2 Pro video hook. And the reason we do this is because it's the most native looking, the most natural, the most realistic AI content we can generate. To do that, we're going to go into project, into videos, Sora 2 Pro. You want to make sure it's 916, 1080p, and 12 seconds long. And we're going to be making a video for this product, which is the Botana oil that I was doing the research for before. Now, because Sora 2 Pro is limited to only 12 seconds, I recommend you use Sora 2 Pro to generate a hook for the video. It's going to be the first impression that anyone's going to see in your ad. So let's make sure it looks realistic. I'm going to get the hook from the Poppy scripting process. Then I'm also going to upload a high quality product image into this box right here so that I can generate the video and have them hold the product. Now, here is the prompt that I put in this box. TikTok get ready with me routine of African-American female in her 30s applying this Botana oil on her hair. She has an American accent. After she applies, she shows her hair is puffy and bouncy. And this is what she says. And then I just paste the script. Now, inside my community ad creators lab, I have hundreds of prompts and hundreds of examples like these for you to make these types of videos super easily. So if you want to access that, click the link down below. Now, I generated a few examples just to try them out and let me know what you think. But I'm going to choose this one right here as I think it has the most appropriate look for what I want.
Heard about the miracle hair growth oil that's going viral on my For You page? I wasted $3,000 on hair treatments.
However, we run into a problem with Sora 2 Pro. You can't actually generate character consistency from the AI characters that are generated here. It literally doesn't allow you to do that. Only with some celebrities that have given their appearance to OpenAI. But thanks to this new AI model inside Max Fusion that I'm going to show you, we're actually able to create a talking avatar from this person and have character consistency without having to leave the platform. Let me show you how we do it. First thing I'm going to do is find a clear frame from the original Sora 2 video that we can get a screenshot for example, right here. Then I'm going to go to images on Max Fusion. I'm going to select create image and Nano Banana. Do not use the clone feature unless you're trying to clone a similar shot with a different face. Now, as she is holding the tub, I'm going to write down here, remove her hands and the tub. And now we have a clean shot of her. Then I'm going to generate variations of her with her hair already done, putting on makeup, dressed up, ready to go. And this allows us to create a different talking head avatar in different locations to give the video more variety so it doesn't look like AI slop. It also helps us stand out against videos that just have a talking avatar in one location that you get from a lot of other sites. But the best part is that now I can go back to video. I can click Riz and you can see we're able to add an audio script and a starting frame. But here is the stage where we have to actually clone the voice from the original Sora video so that we can have full character consistency. You can see here when I click audio script, there are two options, upload audio or generate speech. If I click generate speech, you can see that there is an 11 Labs API, which means you can actually connect our 11 Labs account. So I'm going to go to 11 Labs here. I'm going to go to clone her voice. I had downloaded the Sora 2 video. And because it's 12 seconds long, I'm able to clone the voice using the instant clone voice. Now, if it doesn't work, it might be because the video has a high file size. So I'll just export the audio. And then once I clone the voice, I can go back to Max Fusion and select a voice. Then I add the first frame and I hit generate. And now we have a talking avatar for that exact screenshot. It's truly incredible. You can even add more direction, like have her moving or have her walking around. And I did this with the others. And now we have a fully functional ad, as you can see here.
Heard about the miracle hair growth oil that's going viral on my For You page? It actually works. For centuries, indigenous Mosquito women in Honduras.
Now, let's get into the testing. And to be honest, it's so much easier now. This is all you have to do. If you're spending less than 1K a day, just do a CBO campaign. You want one ad set inside it. And then inside that ad set, you want to have about 20 videos that you're going to load. And your whole goal is to, every single week, review the creative and then add 6 to 12 new creative concepts every single week. What Meta's going to do is it's going to prioritize the ones that it thinks are going to do best and not give any spend to ones that it doesn't think is going to do great. And if you're spending less than $1,000 a day, you're probably thinking, oh, well, my budget is $100 a day. If I divide that between 10, 20 ads, I'm not going to get equal spend. Sorry, mate, that's not how Meta works. What it's going to do is look at all your ads and give it a score out of which one it thinks is going to do the best. And so with that score, it's going to choose one of the ads to give it more spend to see if it gets more results. Now, that ad might not get the most results, but it's going to give it a lot of information that it can use for the other ads. The worst thing you can do is turn the ads off because you're like, oh, it's not getting any sales. As long as your website is good and converting, as long as your offer is good and your product is good, it will get sales. It just takes time now because the algorithm is trying to find that specific group of people as quickly as possible so that it can actually optimize and convert well for. Now, it is in your best interest to give Meta as many ads as possible so that it can choose the ones to actually convert the best. If you don't give it many ads because you're like, oh, I want to make sure that these ads get the spend, you are stopping it from having a better chance of finding the winning creative. So don't do that. That is the only testing thing you need to know now. Don't overcomplicate it. All you have to do is focus on making a high volume of different types of ads. And if you want to learn how to make high quality, high converting static ads, you want to click this video right here and I'll see you there. Otherwise, I'll see you in my school community. Or if you want us to help you make ads, you can click the link down below. Peace.